Welcome, one and all, to episode 425, I believe, if I've got my numbers right, of Scotch and Smoke Rings. 425, yeah, that's right. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always, with my suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. It's been a busy day, but we'll get into that in a minute. We've got a bunch of great mods who are monitoring the chat today to make sure that I don't miss any of your important comments. So they'll be sifting through all of your comments on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Discord, and picking out the very best ones to show me today. So thanks very much, all of you mods. Go ahead and say hi if you want to.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, alright, so we got a great show for you. It might be a little shorter than usual just because I'm so behind today. Today has been crazy. So, of course, first of all, Creation Club released, Bethesda released some new creations on the Creation Club today, and I didn't know that was going to happen until I woke up this morning and they were there. So I had a whole other video planned to make today, but I wanted to make sure to get this done, so I stopped that, got my Creation Club video done, published it. You guys have seen that, and now I've been working really hard to play catch-up to get my video done for tomorrow, so that's been taking a lot of my time. But to make matters worse, my power went out. In the middle of the day at around 2 p.m., power went out at my house, and I thought that I had lost 40 to 50 minutes of audio recording. I was in the middle of sitting here recording audio for tomorrow's video when the entire thing just completely went offline. So I took a nap for a little bit, came back downstairs, and thankfully, Audacity, the program I used to record my audio, managed to save a recovery project. So the power came back on in my house. It was a big block thing. For some reason, power went out in the whole block, and I was able to pick up where I left off. So thankfully, I didn't lose a whole lot of time on that. But it did force me to stop working for a couple of hours. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a little bit behind, but we're going to do the show like usual, and we're going to be playing Metro 20... What's the number? 22... I don't even know the number anymore. We're going to be playing the Metro game afterwards, so... We're going to have a good time. But, of course, we need to get to the important things, and that's the Scotch and the cigar. Today, we are smoking a Coroja Torpedo cigar. I'm going to use my handy-dandy cigar cutter. There we go. And I'm out of matches, so I'm going to have to use a really horrible lighter. But that's okay. We'll get through it. All right. Well, let me know if we have any fantastic comments on the chat today while I light this bad boy. There we go. Now, we need booze. This is, after all, Scotch and Smoke Rings, not water and smoke rings. And I do have some booze around here somewhere. There we go. All right. Today we've got some Glenlivet. 12-year-old Glenlivet. My glass is a little watered down, so I'm going to drain that real quick. The ice has been melting, and we use ice because the act of ice melting is the chemical process that chills the Scotch. So the Scotch is going to be colder with ice in there, opposed to just drinking it straight up. Plus, the melting of the water releases more of the floral notes in the Scotch. Cheers. David Daniel says, "Oh man, the lighter. Wish I could give you a match for your cigar, good sir." Yeah, I know. I've been too busy. I've been busy with my YouTube channel, so I haven't had a chance to go get matches. I'm stuck with the lighter. Oh well. Wow, okay, these messages keep flying off the screen. What do you plan on doing when there is more content to talk about, says King Timo. I'm assuming he's saying when there is no more content to talk about. Because if there's more content to talk about, I'll probably talk about more content. But if there's no more content to talk about, then I don't know what I'll do. But thankfully, I don't think that's a reality we're going to be seeing anytime soon. There will always be content to talk about. Lucas Shelton says, I really enjoyed your video on the Survivalist in Your Honest Heart series. Well, thank you very much. I had so much fun putting that video together. It was my favorite of the series. MC Jean says, bad connection, my classy old boy. Well, I don't think so. It may be you. My dropped frames are 0.1% according to my broadcaster, and no one else is complaining. So I'm solid in the green on my kilobytes per second transfer speed. Not even in the yellow. I'm streaming at 2700. So I think I'm doing okay. Aaron says, how is Destiny lore going? I know that it... Whoa! And it flew off the screen when I was in the middle of reading it. Ah! Come on. Alright, well, I can't find the comment. But every now and then I'll get a question on one of my videos asking me about Destiny lore. And... look, just because I made one video on Destiny doesn't mean that I've committed myself to starting Destiny lore videos. Every now and then I'll do an experiment. It was an experiment when I did a small series of Skyrim videos. It was an experiment when I did, I even did some, what's that game called? It's that survival game, starts with an A. Anyway, I've experimented with other games in the past, and whenever I try a new game on my channel, I'm engaging with the community to see what you guys want to see. And my response to the Destiny video was not enthusiastic. There were some people who were really thrilled, and there were many others who just were not thrilled. So I probably won't be dipping my pinky toe into the Destiny world anytime soon. Primarily because the audience just doesn't seem to be that interested in it. So, it was worth an experiment. I did one video on it. I'm glad I tried it. Maybe I'll try it again later. My wife is playing a lot of Destiny 2 right now, and she's really enjoying it. If I ever have any questions about it, I'll ask her. Holy cow. Mods, I need your help here. I can't keep up with all of these questions. There was one $5 tip, and it flew off the screen.
Yeah, I have it. Scott Hill asked with a tip of $5 saying, are you thinking of doing any Fallout Van Buren content? It is really interesting and well documented, plus freaking space.
So, my thoughts on Van Buren are complicated. Van Buren was the codename for the Fallout 3 that was originally being created by the Interplay team before they ran out of money. They originally stopped production of Van Buren to work on, I believe it was Icewind Dale. And then the game got caught up in development hell and they ran out of money, and so it never saw the light of day. That said, so then they sold the rights to Fallout to Bethesda, and Bethesda made Fallout 3, so Van Buren was off the table. That said, many of the people who worked for Interplay then got hired by Obsidian, and then Bethesda gave Obsidian the ability to make Fallout New Vegas, and so that team took a lot of the stuff that they had developed for Van Buren and wove it into New Vegas. So we have a really complicated situation where a lot of the stuff that was published about Van Buren was created by people who made the previous Fallout games and Fallout New Vegas. So the ideas are canon, but they were never actually implemented into any game. That said, a lot of what was developed for Van Buren is hinted at in some of the games. For example, the Van Graff family comes from Van Buren. We only get a small tease to the whole Van Graff family saga in Fallout New Vegas. We only get to meet the brother and sister Jean-Baptiste Cutting and Gloria Van Graff, but there's an entire saga they're a big crime family. They've got the mob mother. There's a whole bunch of lore there. So the way I'm going to deal with Van Graff is if I ever find an opportunity in New Vegas or Fallout 1 or Fallout 3 to briefly mention something that was further developed in Van Buren, then I'll use that opportunity to do so. But since there's no actual Van Buren game with gaming assets that I can use for a video, it's probably never going to take the format that you typically see with one of my videos. Alva says the Tree Man in Fallout 3. What about that, Harold? Yeah. No, I'll be tackling Harold eventually. One thing I'm wanting to do is I want to get through the hub in Fallout 1 first, because that's where we meet Harold to begin with. And once I tell his story from Fallout 1, we can introduce him in Fallout 3. So I got it figured out. I'm gonna weave it all together.
Techno Geek Girl asked, any new shirt in the making, Ox?
Yes, I'm glad you asked, and I'm sorry for the delay in keeping my shirt shop up to date. One of the reasons I haven't been talking about it in any of my videos is because I haven't been making new designs, and I didn't want to be promoting a shop that wasn't active, wasn't having new designs. But I just recently hired an artist to be working on my shop, and so he and I are going to work together to produce some new artwork for our new shirts, and I'm hoping to come out with new shirts weekly. When that happens, don't worry, I'll talk about them at the end of every single video I publish to promote the designs and the new content. So, more stuff coming. Stay tuned. What creature in Fallout are you most afraid of, says Scott. I really dislike cazadors. I'm not fond of stingwings either. I guess I just don't like insects. Those are probably my least favorite enemies.
Kayville asked, does your wife stream at all?
No. No, she does. She is happy to be off camera. She plays Destiny 2, but she just has her friends and does her thing. No, she's not a streamer. I acquire enough attention for the family. We don't need to have two. Cheers. Denevian says, are you going to try and get the good ending for Metro or not? This was the first I've heard that you can get a good or bad ending. I don't know. I guess we'll see depending on how well I play. I don't know how close we are to the ending. We're at the part, let's see, where did we leave off? We were in that room filled with toxic gas, and I had run out of gas masks, and we needed to purge the air from the room, and I had already died. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting live stream once I get the game running to see if I can survive. Which creature of any of the games do you like the most? Says Crazy Pixel Pyro. Is it trite to say Deathclaw? I mean, everyone loves the Deathclaw, but I do too. I really love the Deathclaw. I love the lore behind it. I love the way it looks. I love the sound it makes. I love how terrifying they are, especially in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. They're terrifying in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. I love the Deathclaw. Counterseb says, Oxhorn, your motivation gives me motivation to make my own channel on YouTube. Thank you. I've committed another 200 hours to New Vegas, one of my all-time favorite games. You, sir, are a legend. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And good luck on your new channel. I hope you do very well. Kilosaurus says, have you been playing PUBG? Public Battleground? No, I've been thinking about it. Looks interesting. I enjoy a lot of the videos that I find on Reddit, on Twitch, of people playing the game. With it just being a purely PvP game, there's not a lot of depth. You know, one thing I truly believe is people are creative in different ways when it comes to video games. And there's no wrong or right. So I don't like it when people get up all on their high horse and they're like, well, I'm only interested in rich, detailed RPGs that have story. And then they're the guys who get on their high horses saying, well, you play RPGs because you don't have very good reflexes in gaming, and I play all the Twitchy games. And, you know, people who just do all the gatekeeping and get up on their high horses, that just really bothers me. All of those kind of games are great for their own reasons. Some people are creative in different ways. And one way a person can be creative with video games is by playing an RPG game. They love immersing themselves in the lore, reading all of the terminals, talking with all of the people, creating their character, creating their own character's backstory. That's how they're creative. But another way to be creative in a game is to find creative ways to solve problems. You can do that with either a puzzle game, a real-time simulation game, or even in a first-person shooter. If you're playing Public Battleground and you know that you've got 5 enemies out there and you have to navigate this terrain, it takes a whole lot of creativity and projecting three-dimensional space into your mind to be able to get yourself into the right position and predict the behavior of your enemy. That's creativity in its own right, and it's no worse or better than the creativity exerted by somebody to create their own character and create their own backstory. So I have a healthy appreciation for both of those. That said, I tend to do better with RPGs and to spend my time playing games like Fallout or games like that rather than multiplayer games. For me personally, I enjoy multiplayer games. I've played Overwatch. I've played others. But it only grasps my attention for a brief moment. After a couple of hours, you know, I'm good. I'm good for a while. That's just me.
Hey, Ox, I have a question. Do you think the mods that take place in Miami and Seattle hurt the chances of a physical game being in those locations?
Absolutely, I do. And think about it. If Bethesda announced tomorrow that they were working on Fallout 5 and it's going to take place in Miami, what's the first thing someone's going to say? Is the community going to have a positive reaction? No. Especially since we know this community. No, they're not going to have a positive reaction. They're going to sit there and say, oh, Bethesda's copying the modders. If they were to make the next Fallout in Seattle, which I wish they could do, it would not end well because everyone's going to say, oh, Fallout Cascadia, Bethesda has no originality left. They're just copying stuff done by other modders. They're retreading. So it's kind of like a death sentence. If you ever want to see a Fallout game done at a specific location, don't do a mod on that location, because that confirms that it will never be done. Bethesda will never make a Fallout game at that location if you make a big dedicated mod to it. Now, you know, that said, it's 10 years between Fallout games, right? Fallout 3, taking place in DC, came out in 2008, and Fallout 4 came out in, what, 2015? That's more than... No, it's not more than 10 years. It's almost 10 years. It was a long period of time between Fallout games. And so I'm hoping the next Fallout game comes out soon, but it's possible that we might have to wait a while. But anyway, there are a whole lot of locations on this Earth, so modders, don't be afraid to do a mod on your favorite location to create your own stories, because the likelihood of Bethesda doing their next game there, if they do a next game at all, is very slim. Fallout Retexture Project says, when are you doing the pit from Fallout 3? Well, I don't want to steal my own thunder, but make sure that you tune in Saturday. Saturday would be a great day to watch my channel, if you're interested in the pit. I'm publishing my first video on the pit Saturday, so stay tuned.
What do you think if the Creation Club made mods of games?
You were cutting out there. What? I'm guessing you said, what would I think if the Creation Club published mods for other video games? Is that what you said?
Other Fallout video games.
Oh, for Fallout 3 in New Vegas? Okay. Well, they won't. They won't. If they did, you know, I'd have the same wait and see philosophy that I have for Fallout 4. When the Creation Club was announced, I said, let's wait and see. When the actual creation started to appear, I expressed my disappointment. And I would hate to be disappointed for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. That said, it's always possible that Bethesda could come out with something amazing the next time. Let's cross our fingers for the next time. Roger says something to ponder. So Arthur Maxon's family line are the High Elders of the Brotherhood of Steel since its start. Any theories on what would happen to the Brotherhood of Steel if Maxon were to die? I don't think it would impact... I mean, it would hugely impact the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel, because that is the Brotherhood of Steel on the East Coast. The only reason the Brotherhood of Steel is on the East Coast is because they were sent to track down the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel. Elder Lyons was sent by the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel to the East to try and track down the Midwest Coast, who crashed in Chicago during the events of Fallout Tactics. He failed to make that connection, so in lieu of connecting with them, he moved on to DC as part of the other optional part of his plan, where he kind of went rogue and decided, hey, I want to help the people of the Capital Wasteland instead of just securing technology. But Arthur Maxon was never really a big part of that. So even before Arthur Maxon became an adult, even before Maxon, someone who had inherited the Maxon lineage, was leading a group of the Brotherhood of Steel faction, the Brotherhood of Steel were still very active. Many of the people who were leading the Brotherhood of Steel on the West Coast, whether it's McNamara or Paladin, whatever his name is, they're not related to the Maxon line. So the Brotherhood of Steel is going to be healthy and strong wherever it is on the globe, even if a Maxon is not leading it. Pigeon says, I was just pondering, would you eventually be doing videos on Skyrim lore or the Elder Scrolls? I did videos on Elder Scrolls about a year ago. I did a few. You know, I probably won't be doing them anytime soon, simply because I'm really preoccupied with Fallout right now. It's what's capturing my attention, and Skyrim failed to do so. It might in the future, but for now, no. Spawn Freak says, would Bethesda win back their credibility if they remastered Fallout 3? And what kind of cigars do you smoke? I like Acid Cuba. Acid cigars are fine. My problem with Acid is that they tend to have a lot of flavored cigars, and I'm not terribly keen on flavored cigars, but they do have a line of Acid cigars that are not flavored, so that's fine. As for my favorite cigars, I really don't have a favorite. Right now I'm smoking some La Aurora y Leones. Oh no, this is a Corojo. But as for the other part of your question, would they win back their credibility if they remastered Fallout 3? Well, let's break that up a bit. There's little they could do to win back their credibility at this point. It's always possible, but when a community decides that they really just hate a company, it's permanent. It's pretty permanent. It's hard for them to recuperate. Now, they could win back their credibility a number of ways, but I don't think they could do so by remastering Fallout 3. That said, would the community be excited by a remaster of Fallout 3? Absolutely. They would be really enthused by that, but count on it. If they ever chose to remaster Fallout 3, you're going to find the people who sit there and nitpick and criticize every single thing that they do, to the point where they think that it ruins their entire experience, and they're going to sit there and say, well, Fallout 3 should have never been touched, and how could they touch a masterpiece like Fallout 3, and, you know, they ruined it, and blah, blah. You know, we would find a lot of the same responses that we got when they remastered Skyrim, which included a lot of people sitting there and saying, oh, you could have done it better with mods. It was better with mods anyway, which may or may not be true. But after seeing a response like that, if I were Bethesda, why would I ever sit down and remaster New Vegas or 3? If that's the way the community responds when I remaster a game, why would I remaster another? You know, I can't help but wonder if that's what's going through their mind. Now, money, of course, if they could make money off of it, that's a great motivation. Regardless of how the community responds, they could still make a lot of money by remastering the game. And if that, if they see that as a possibility, then it's certainly... I would love to see a remastered version of Fallout 3, simply because Fallout 3 has so many weird quirks. The engine was so... I mean, the New Vegas team did a great job of advancing the engine for New Vegas so that you can work with New Vegas. It's really hard to work with 3. So I would love to see a remastered version. All right, now, mods, I've probably missed a lot of people, so let me know if you see anything interesting.
We're getting a lot of requests for a new smoke ship.
A lot of requests for what?
A smoke ship.
A smoke ship. You know, I haven't done smoke ships on this program for months now, and the reason is because back when I was doing smoke ships, there were fewer viewers, so I could read every single suggestion, and yeah, there are so many people watching right now that it's impossible. I mean, the suggestions would just fly off the screen. So, so probably no smoke ship. However, I will try a smoke ring.
And what made you want to devote so much time to doing all these lore videos?
Well, 2 reasons. One is that it's my job now, and people want that content. They like that content. I'm good at making that content. And so, from a monetary perspective, I do it for my job. The second is that when I play Fallout, many people will think that I inspect every nook and cranny, and that's not true. When I play a game like Fallout, I play like a lot of other players. I look for the loot, I go for finishing the quest, I kind of skip over a lot of stuff. That's how I normally play the game. When Fallout 4 came out and I finished the main story, I had so many questions. Probably because I kept skipping so much of the content, just trying to get through the quests, and I felt hurried and I was rushed, and so I felt like Fallout 4 was so good and it was so compelling, the story, that I really wanted to go back and go over everything with a fine-toothed comb. And so I did. I started doing that with my videos and publishing videos based on what I found. And it has been so rewarding to do that, just from a player perspective, because there was so much story that I missed, so many details that, you know, it's really easy to take a look at a game like Fallout 4 and to sit there and go, oh, Bethesda dropped the ball on the lore. It's such a shallow game. Sure, they did great with the gunplay, but the story itself is bad. And it's really hard to have that kind of attitude if you've explored every nook and cranny, if you've read every single terminal, if you can take the stories that you find in Fallout 4 and you can find the references in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, there are plenty of those, or the references that stretch all the way back to Shady Sands in Fallout 1. When you take a look at all that stuff closely, you can see how much effort and thought went into the story of Fallout 4. And even in some of the DLCs. Far Harbor is amazing. It's an amazing DLC with a wonderful story that had a really complicated and, you know, heart-wrenching ending where you sat there and thought about your actions before making a decision. And those are the kind of things I often missed when I played the game for my own personal pleasure. So that's why I go through lore.
Okay, if you could pick one NPC to have as a companion, who would it be? That's not a companion already.
That's not a companion already. Oh. Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit from Good Neighbor. She always fascinated me. I thought her role was underplayed. Mike says the karma system was not implemented in Fallout 4. What's your opinion on that? Do you think the karma system should be put back in future games? I think it was a good decision to nix the karma system. The karma system is okay. It's an interesting game mechanic in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. But the problem I've always had with the karma system is how random people in the Wasteland can take one look at you and decide that you're either the Messiah or the devil incarnate without having seen you do anything. Now, sure, they could talk about your reputation has preceded you, but in a world without, moving video and photography, how do they know who you are? And does your description, is it really that? There's a lot of things that go on with the karma system in the Fallout universe. Plus, I don't believe karma exists in the real world. That doesn't mean that it can't exist in a fantasy world. Of course it can. But, yeah, the idea that you go around and do things, and even if no one sees you, it affects your karma in such a way that people are going to start commenting on it seemed really odd to me. It's, like I said, it's an interesting thing for Fallout 3. I don't mind going through it. But I'm glad they got rid of it for Fallout 4.
Okay, of all the beginnings, the first chapter of all the Fallout games, what do you like the best?
Good question. I'm going to say Fallout 4 because I felt that the beginning to Fallout 3 was really slow. Really slow. I understand why they did it. They really wanted to immerse you in Vault life. They wanted you to feel like you had history with Vault 101 before you left so that you felt like a Vault dweller. Okay? I get it. And then in New Vegas, you don't... In New Vegas, it's the far extreme. It's so fast, you see your character get shot in the head, and then you wake up. And that's the beginning to Fallout 3. And then you have this long conversation where you look at not Venn diagrams, but Rorschach tests and all that. It's so abrupt that you learn more about the courier who you are as you play the game. It's almost as if other people know more about you than you do when you play Fallout New Vegas, because you don't really know what your purpose was until you talk with other players. In Fallout 4, they did a great job of balancing the two. You understood who your character was. You had a brief moment to bond with your spouse and your child so that when that was ripped from you in the vault, it felt a little bit more powerful. And the impact of seeing the assassination while you're sitting there and you can't do anything about it, there are so many things that went right with that opening. So I'm going to say that the Fallout 4 opening was probably the best.
Do you miss when you had less viewers and you could follow chat better?
There was it was different. It was a different, more intimate experience when I had my show years ago. Well, actually, a year ago, when I had fewer viewers, I would have, 30 to 60 people show up for the live show every single week, and it was that way for 9 years or so. And you got to know people by name, and sure, it felt like a more tight-knit community. And there are some times when I miss that, but there are definitely benefits of having more people watch. You get more diverse opinions, you get more diverse questions, and it allows you to do more things. So it's... Yes, you could say that sometimes I miss the smaller communities that we had, and that I miss some of those old personalities that would come every single week. But, I'm still happy with the direction the show's going. Jupiter says, have you ever considered working with Bethesda for story development? I don't know if that is a real job, but you have some great ideas and videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I've never thought about doing that, and I would probably say no if they ever approached me, which they have never done, just making that clear, just because I really love what I'm doing, and I love the freedom to do what I'm doing. If I worked for a company, and I've worked for many companies in the past, I had a 10-year-long marketing career before I started doing YouTube videos again. But when you work for another company, you are hamstrung with what you can say and what you can't say, and what you can't say, and that limits your creativity. And I understand why that's the case, because they're so invested in their IP, and you're just an employee, so on and so forth. But I really love the freedom that I have just as a gamer. You know, I don't have any relationship with Bethesda. I don't know anyone there. They don't know me. I'm just a gamer who plays the games, loves the games, and has my own opinions on them. And so I have the freedom to sit down every day and explore a new location and express my thoughts on it and share that with people who might be interested in those thoughts. And it's really rewarding for me just as a gamer. Now, if I ever had a job at Bethesda writing lore, oh, I would nail it. I would be amazing. But I don't, and I don't really know if I want to. I enjoy what I'm doing.
Have you done any mod musters for a mod that was made by someone in your community, someone who follows you?
Yeah. Yeah, a while ago now. And I forget the name of it. So if you go to my Discord, there's an entire sub-channel of my channel just for modders to talk. So we have a lot of modders coming on and chatting with each other. And they'll share their mods there. And every now and then I'll find a great mod that they've made. And I'll try to highlight it in a mod muster. There was one mod that had a lot of great junk and scrap and dirt and debris. Just Debris is the name of the mod, and that was created by one of the viewers of my show, who was on the Discord, and I saw them link to it, and I checked it out, and it was amazing. So I went ahead and reviewed it.
What is your go-to game when you're not playing Fallout?
Well, I'm always playing Fallout. I have a very hectic schedule, and you have to understand it's not because I'm a workaholic. I mean, I guess I am a workaholic, but it's because I have a brief moment of success, and this is something that I've always thought about even before I was successful. When you get successful, okay, this is something Jerry Seinfeld said. When you're not successful, keep your head up. When you get successful, you put your head down. And the reason for that is because you're not going to be successful forever. It's the same way with celebrities. When you become a star, you become a big celebrity, you have a brief window of influence. You're not going to be popular forever. You're not going to have influence forever. And it's the same with most things in life. You're not going to be the amazing career person at your company forever. Your star will fade. Eventually. I've known many YouTubers over the years who have become huge and super big, and then a few years later, their star fades. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm going to be successful forever. I want to be. I'm going to work really hard to make this channel as successful as possible. But I realize that there will probably be a day where people get bored with me. It's probably going to happen someday. So my strategy is just to work really, really hard right now. And because of that, I pull a lot of hours. And that's how I manage to get a video out every single day. The flip side to that is that I don't really get to enjoy games anymore. I mean, I do enjoy games. I still love what I do. But I never sit down and relax or decompress by playing a game. I don't. When I'm done working, I get up and I go play with my kids. That's how I decompress. So to answer your question, I don't play games. I really don't. I play Fallout and I'll play Metro during my live show. And that's it.
Okay. If you could return to any Fallout 4 DLC to expand it, what would it be?
You know, it's too early for that question. You need to answer. You need to ask me that question in a year or so, when I've gone through every single DLC, because I haven't gone through them all. The only ones I've played is all of the Fallout 4 ones, and then Operation Anchorage, The Pit, and Honest Hearts and Dead Money. Those are the only ones I know.
Okay, of the ones that you know.
I think Honest Hearts did a great job of resolving itself. I don't think I would want anything extra there. Operation Anchorage, I think it was fine. Dead Money. I think Dead Money. What happened to everybody? You finish Dead Money and everyone's gone. Even if you left them alive, they just disappear. Now, the ending slides try and tell you, but even if you leave Dean alive, he says, you learn that he goes and he walks around. He goes to the Mojave, but you never see him again. What happened to Dean? What happened to Christine? At the end of Dead Money, she stays at the Sierra Madre to be a guardian over the place, but you can't find her there. Does she have any more dialogue options? I really would have loved to see that ending for Dead Money fleshed out a bit. And you can't ever go back. You leave Dead Money, you can never go back. What? It's so frustrating. Yeah, I'd redo the ending to Dead Money, I think.
Do you think anyone, a company or modder, will do a enhanced version of Fallout 1 and 2, like Modder's Gate?
Oh, they've already done that. If you've installed Fallout 1, 2, or Tactics, the only way to get it to work on a modern PC and to make it enjoyable is to install mods that players have made that improve the resolution, they make it more attractive, they change the aspect ratio to 16:9, they improve the resolution, they restore cut content. There are plenty of mods for all of those games, and I have a few of them installed for the videos that I shoot in Fallout 1. I'm still trying to get Fallout 2 to work. I even had a very kind and generous viewer send me an email with a step-by-step instructions on how to get Fallout 2 to work so that I could sit down and produce content for it. But I'm still unsuccessful. I'm still having a hard time with Fallout 2. But I'll get to it eventually. Spawn Freak says, I just want to say for the record that I genuinely believe that Eve loves Alan and Liam Bonet. She wouldn't be protective of Liam if she wouldn't. I agree, and that's because she's a person. That's one of the reasons I threw that into the video, is because there are some people who are going to say, well, Eva's just a machine. She's no better than a toaster. She's a Nuka-Cola machine. She's programmed to love Liam and to love Alan. And for them, I go through the argument, okay, well, if she is programmed, what does that say about the person who programmed her, so on and so forth. But since I do believe that in the Fallout universe, at least, not necessarily in ours, but in the Fallout universe, at least, artificial intelligence can gain personhood, and in this particular case, I believe synths have. I do believe Eve is a person, and that out of her own genuine love, she does feel committed to Alan and Liam. Because you're right, otherwise she wouldn't risk her own life to keep Liam's secret.
What is your opinion on the Great Cons so far?
I'm conflicted on the Great Cons because I'm not fond of raider gangs. In the earlier Fallouts, the Great Cons were notorious. They were this horrible raider gang that was, terrorizing California. And then suddenly in Fallout New Vegas, they're a little bit more complicated. They're being courted by Caesar. Caesar really wants to absorb them into the Legion. They've just been decimated by the NCR, so they've lost a lot of their own pride. And then you have to think about Bitter Springs. Yes, they were decimated by the NCR, and yes, the whole Bitter Springs massacre was horrible, but you have to think about why did that happen to begin with. Well, it happened because the cons were raiding people. They were raiding NCR camps. They were pillaging from settlers and from wastelanders. They were acting like raiders, so the NCR treating them like raiders was justified. So there's a whole lot of complicated feelings going on there. At the state where we find them, sure, they're the underdogs, they're defeated, they're licking their wounds, and they're kind of reflecting on their own personal culture, and they're at this fragile moment where you can push them towards joining Caesar, where you can push them to get under the thumb of the NCR, and you have to make that really complicated decision. I would hesitate going towards their own destruction. I realize that they're a raider gang and raiders need to be destroyed, but they're at a moment in their life as a community where they're trying to decide where to go. And if we can encourage them to go in a peaceful route so that they can just stay a tribe, they can stay a tribe of people, and they can contribute to the world as a tribe would, even if it means making chems, then that would be encouraged. I would encourage that, rather than have them be absorbed by the Legion and lose all tribal identity.
I got a question from one of your old WoW fans. Are you gonna ever go back to making old Machination? Something like that? I didn't really understand that.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's pronounced Machinima. And good to have my old World of Warcraft viewers watching. It's so good to have you guys from the old days come to my new project here with Fallout, so thank you for watching. No, I'm probably never going to be going back to World of Warcraft Machinima. World of Warcraft was a great game. It still is a great game. I enjoyed it for many years. I made a lot of content about it. But, you know, you move on over the years. And I'm done with World of Warcraft for the foreseeable future. I'm not really focused on Fallout. I love Fallout. It's captured my imagination. This is where I want to be right now. I had a lot of fun making those old Warcraft stories with all those old videos that I did, but I want to try something new now, and so I'm going to focus on Fallout for now. All right, 2 more questions, and then we're gonna get to the gameplay, because I really want to find out if I can even survive that one room filled with gas.
Do you know anything about the Morrowind multiplayer mod? It's in Elder Scrolls.
No, I don't know much about the Elder Scrolls. Sorry. I know that's disappointing, but I don't know. The only Elder Scrolls game I've ever played was Skyrim, and I rushed through it to beat it, to kill Alduin. So, I don't know. Sorry. All right, one more question, then we go on to Metro. Is Fisto your mate? Okay, we can do another question after that. No. I had a lot of fun with that video, though. Oh. Gosh, that Beatrix school. Oh, that was horrifying. Yeah, no, Fisto is not my mate, friend. You know, oftentimes I'll get questions. I'll sometimes see comments from viewers saying, Oxhorn, how could you sleep with a robot? Oxhorn, you disgust me. Players who sleep with a ghoul, I can't, and I have to remind people, look, I'm a content creator. I have to explore every avenue. Sometimes people will say, Oxhorn, you're such a jerk to NPCs in your videos. And I have to respond, I'm trying to cover the whole story. That's the point of my video, is to show people the sides to the story they otherwise wouldn't see because maybe they chose all the good options, or maybe they chose all the bad options. So my video doesn't reflect me as a person. I'm not attracted to giant Fisto robots, all right? I'm just putting that on the table. That's not part of who I am. I'm a content creator, and I have to cover all sides. Just so that we're perfectly clear.
So, do you think Dima was morally right in replacing Technus?
I did an entire video on that, where I laid out my thoughts, but to summarize, the replacing Tectus thing is not where I thought Dima failed on morality. Dima failed on morality when he killed the original... Oh, sorry. Spoilers! Spoilers. If you haven't beat Far Harbor, spoilers, okay? Alright. Demo failed the morality test, I believe, when he killed the original Captain Avery and replaced her with a synth. I don't believe the ends justify the means. I've never believed that. I always hate it when people try and defend their behavior by saying the ends justify the means, because it believes... It supposes omnipotence. It supposes that you can predict the future. If I do X, I will achieve Y. You don't really know that, so you can't defend with your actions by saying that you're going to be able to predict what will happen after you do those things. And that's what Dima had done. Now, he ended up being right by killing the original Captain Avery and replacing her with a synth. He did succeed in producing peace inside Far Harbor. At least he kept the town of Far Harbor from attacking Acadia, and he kept the aggressive tendencies of Alan Lee and his ability to sway Far Harbor residents at bay through his decision. But of course, that led to his own demise. If you choose specific actions, Alan Lee can use that very event, Dima killing the original Captain Avery, as an excuse to destroy Acadia. So it's not the best decision, in my opinion. But in terms of replacing Tectus, you got 2 choices with Tectus. You either replace him or you kill him. Tectus is not a guy who can be reasoned with. He's a fanatic. He wants to kill all humans. in a very Bender-esque way. And, you know, you really have only two choices. Either kill him or replace him with a synth. I think replacing him with a synth is probably the more merciful option, because at least it makes it so that Tectus can't destroy his own people. Because that's what he wanted to do. He either wanted to annihilate his own people by blowing up the nuclear warhead that was inside the nucleus, or by waging war against Far Harbor and Acadia, which would have led to the deaths of all of the other children of Adam. So you've got this crazy guy in charge of the children. If he gets his way, it's genocide. His entire population dies. The only way to prevent that is to kill him and replace him with a synth. Thankfully, he did find a synth who was willing for the task, but that means two people are destroyed. Tectus is destroyed, and the original personality of the synth is destroyed. Both of those are not the best options, but it's probably the most moral of the decisions that you could make with that particular story arc. All right, let's get to some Metro. And I'm going to try and have my comments up. I'm sorry, my chat log up. I know that last week I didn't have it up, and I missed. So last week when I was playing Metro, I feel like such an idiot. We get to that section where those little brain eater guys are crawling around, and I kept trying to hit him with my knife, and I didn't realize until later that my flashlight would vaporize them. But you guys were trying to tell me in the chat. I'm sorry. I missed your comments. I wasn't paying attention. My bad. All right. So, as always, here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, my broadcasting situation is not the most professional, so who knows what will happen when I finally get Metro up and running. Will my computer crash? Will this be the end of the internet as we know it? Anything is possible here on Oxhorn's program. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's launch it. Cross your fingers. Okay. So it's working, and let's turn that off, turn that on, turn... There we go. Okay, let me move your chat to a different window so that I have an easier time seeing your comments. Because I know I'm going to need them. I'm going to make some silly mistake, and I'm going to depend upon your comments to save me. Oh! I need to turn off my old music, too. There we go.
We were close to D6 now. It was hard to believe that we'd found the legendary command center. But was it worth so many lives?
Okay, I'm gonna die.
Artyom, there should be 4 starter motors over there. Find them. We'll start this ship back to the terminator cover spots. Press the button on the left. Second button.
Okay, what button? He said second button. I have a feeling this is going to take me many times. Come on. No, don't die! Don't die! No! No, right there! Oh! Oh. Okay, this is going to take me multiple attempts. Are you ready? Ah, look at that. Oh, I survived. All right. Note to self, buy more gas mask filters before I go out on the field. No!
Go on! Start it up! Try
It was
again!
exhausting.
Shit! Yeah, cool. Just like in old Hollywood movies about Soviet Union.
Yeah, pretty much reality too.
All good. Artyom, let's move out. Enough playing with the equipment.
Thank you. I'm happy to be done with this. Now, how much ammo do I have? 0. I've got 4 rounds. I've got 4 shotgun shells left and no other ammunition. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Let's go.
Go.
Ooh, deep into the hole.
Thank God we don't have to go all the way down. Oh, something feels very wrong in there.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh no.
Holman, go left. Professor to the right. Artyom, cover me.
Alright, I'll cover you.
If the plans are correct, we need to go there. But how can we open this gate, huh? Any ideas? Artyom?
Yes, this big thing over here. How's that? Ooh. Look at that. Whoops.
Great job, Artyomka. Holman, let's go.
Gotta find more ammo. Is there a corpse around here? No.
Now quiet. Come on.
Oh, if only I brought the flamethrower with me. Yeah. See, this... No... Ah! Ah! Sweet lifeblood. Okay. 14 more shots. Ooh, there's a key. May need that. Ah, sweet love. Wait, no. Oh man, it's not ammo. Okay, let's do this.
Holman, hold the door. Vladimir, that's your field. What do you need?
Let me think. Instruction A124, page 3. Panel DS22. All right, there it is.
Superb memory, Vladimir. I always said the army was a worthwhile institution.
All the training finally paid off. It's working. Now that's hardware.
Excellent.
First, died. Second, destroyed. Third, fourth, fifth, eighth, 10th.
Jolky-pokey, that just cannot be.
Here's one. Now I'll get all the info.
What the hell? What happened?
Battery backup depleted.
What about main power?
Well, it looks like the reactor is deactivated. We won't be able to start it from here. We need to start the reactor manually at the lowest level. From the schematic, it's not that difficult. Almost everything is automated.
Hey, stop laughing. How do we go down?
Well, there's a lift just one level down, but there's a slight problem. To power it up, we need to switch off everything,
Oh,
even
great.
emergency lighting.
Then there is no other choice. Do it. Thanks, Volodya. Stay here and watch the readings. We'll be fast. Artyom, Olman, follow me.
Great. I hope this doesn't mean more poisonous gas. If so, I'm boned.
Shit, возьми!
What was
I
that?
knew it wouldn't be that easy. Here come the sons of the apocalypse. Olman, change of plans. You stay with Vladimir and defend this position. If anything happens, I will send Artyom. Good luck to us all.
Oh, great. We have to go down. You'll need about 200 rounds to survive, says Mind Haxer.
Shit, побери, there's shit all over the place. It's
Great.
disgusting.
Oh no, gas. I'm so done. I'm so done. This may be a short broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. This may be a short broadcast because I'm dead. Look at this. Gas mask. Gas mask. I don't want flamer fuel.
The lift is over there, but the door is locked. Okay, we'll have to go around. Advance carefully. We'll cover each other.
Ah! Looks like the air's clear if I jump up here. Oh man, this is gonna get tedious really quickly. I have to jump up on this to survive. Oh man.
Friends are here. Are you ready, you bitches?
Come on. This is my only safe corner. Oh! Gas mask, please? No. Coming, I'm coming! You'll be fine! Just take... I'm gonna stand in this corner. You'll be fine. Oh, what's this? Yes! Oh, sweet lifeblood! Look at that, I've got 4 minutes. Oh, thank the Lord. Alright, where'd you go? Let's make this quick. I only got 4 minutes.
Shit, возьми!
Oh, doggone it, man. Gotta conserve my ammo, gotta conserve my oxygen. Oh. Did my buddy die? No, he's okay. Alright. I'll read the note later. Right now I gotta find more gas masks. No. No, no. This way?
Okay, this is the lift. I hope it still works.
Metro, we have awaited your arrival. We are those who are called the Invisible Watchers.
What?
Your time has come.
Okay.
But now you will feel our wrath.
Ullman, stop screwing around. Colonel, I have activated the loudspeaker. I have the signal from the lift switchboard on my console. I'll switch it on. That's right.
4 minutes, guys. Come on, enough of the story.
How can you believe in that crap after all this?
Colonel, go to the reactor hall. There will be a main reactor in the center, left of the control room. A lift goes down to the ground floor, where you will have to take the stairs up. Activate the switchboard by the means of the large lever. I will tell you what to do next.
What the fuck? What do we do now, huh? Vladimir, if only you could see that.
Ooh.
Okay, get ready, Artyom. It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
This shit on the floor is toxic for sure, and now the gas. We won't last long here.
I'll follow your lead. You go for it. Ooh.
Great! Let's find the world's red! Now, I've been places and I've seen my share of shit, but this, man, is in a league of its own.
"20 seconds of air left."
Here's the staircase. Artyom, I won't lie to you. I'm afraid now.
Thanks for your confidence, guy. 4 more minutes! Yes!
Let's head into the bunker. The sight just makes me sick. Okay, where's the lever?
Brilliant.
I knew you could do it. Colonel, the system is automated. Just enter the command.
Starting to feel okay about this.
Easier said than done. Never thought I'd be in such a mess. Okay. Reactor starter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks simple. They built it so even a fool could use it. Just pray to God it works.
Colonel, it's all good. She's at 1/4 power.
Woo.
We need a full charge. Keep it going.
Shit, подери. Oh well, we won't do any better than that.
Look at that.
Second.
What's that old PlayStation?
What the hell was that? Now this shit is fighting back. This gets worse every minute. Yeah. Fuck. Manual activation system, hydraulics, shit.
Ew.
You won't believe what you have to do now. Can you see the crane on the ceiling? Get to the cabin. It's a backup activation system with a capture mechanism which will help us lift the rods. Try to get there while I distract our friend. Okay, let's move.
Great.
It's now or never!
Oh! Let's do this! Vosh says, what happened to the Scotch and smoke rings? My bad. Cheers.
Contact zone reached.
I'm gonna pull out its heart.
Attention, road removal in progress.
Die, you zombie mutant scum.
Contact zone reached. Attention,
Yeah. Ah! One more to go.
Contact zone reached.
Woo! Nasty slime.
Attention, road removal in progress.
100%. Give me a minute.
Okay. Do I need to go back? I'm assuming I need to go... Oh, no. I need to go over to this green zone, don't I? Yeah, okay. Ooh. I know I go down there, but I kind of want to explore first. Looks like I'm blocked that way. Alright, let's go down.
Shit, man. Too bad we have lost the lift. Well, thank God that in the past everything was built in piers. We should go this way for now. We'll come back here later and finish what we started. Just need to prepare better. Let's deal with your dark ones first.
Alright, dark ones it is.
Hey, Chester. This lift will get you straight to the station. We have everything working and under control. Though I don't know for how long. Come back to the starting point. Unknown will be waiting there for you with a gift.
Fantastic.
Look at them. Our heritage. Our future. How much power is here. Though this will be... we'll rule the earth once more. We won't have to live like rats. Yes, with sword and fire, we'll win back the sky and the sun. We'll climb out of the dirt. Rebuild the cities. The metro tunnels will once again be filled with fast silver trains.
Just don't die on me, alright?
Will be... everything.
Oh. Yeah, you go first. I'll follow.
The hell with your jokes. If you'd seen what lives down there. Okay. Let's keep it together. Artyom and I will go to Ostankino to correct the aim. You stay here and defend Vladimir. I won't guess our chances of making it, but try to reach our people and ask for backup near the tower. I'll be in contact. Orders clear? Good. Artyom, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Sorry, follow playing me. Had to check.
Same old story.
Miller and I left the train, then climbed up the tunnel to the Korolev Performance Hall. We were close to Ostankino Tower now. In the frozen streets, we joined the other rangers in the furious battle that began my story.
Oh dear. Whoa! Goodness. Oh no.
Glad to see you, Colonel. Did you hear that? Listen. What the hell is it?
Probably the wildebeest we saw galloping ahead. Stampede! Get in the car, use the big machine gun! Come on now. Oh. Why can't... Oh, someone else is using it. This may take some... Oh, that was scripted. Okay. Great. So we fight everything all at once at the end here. Okay. Ah! No! No! Get off of me, man! Hey, buddy. You want a tic-tac? No. Oh! Yay! Reinforcements!
Are you okay?
The Lord has dispersed. That's our only chance to reach the tower. Follow me, Edward.
Okay.
Follow me for a second. From the left! From the right!
Where?
Down here quickly.
Working on it.
Come on, let's get out of here. Go! Here! Alright, go! Artyom, take a look at that room. Almost there!
There'll be one before we are invisible. Then we taste like shit.
Where'd you go? Where'd he go? Ah!
Alright, go!
Now quiet. Come on.
Quiet, he says, when they're lumbering over me.
Okay, let's go find the way to the top. This way.
Okay.
The way to the top. You're an eternal optimist, Miller. Easier said than done.
Don't die.
Okay, I have an idea. Climb on top of the elevator. We will try to unlock the counterweight stopper. Come on! Come on, sugar! Come on!
Whoa!
Join the army, they said. It will be fun.
Here we go!
Brace yourself. It's gonna get a bit rough.
Woohoo! Go! Top of the world!
Are you okay, Artyom? Fantastic! Woman, come in. We're in the tower. The target's covered with my clouds. We're going over.
Where'd he go?
Artyom, now we need a way to get you up here.
Come on. Hey! What? What was that? One hit? Okay.
We're in the tower. The target's covered with my clouds. We're going over. Alright, Artyom, now we need a way to get you up here. Hey!
No, no!
You fucking bitch! Let me shoot out to them!
It's locked. Of course it's locked. And it's locked too. Great. How do I get... Do I need to find a key? Nope. I need to not drop to my death. How about that? No, not on my back! Get off of me, man! I don't want... no. Okay.
There's a staircase nearby. Come upstairs.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Up, 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 up. Up, up.
Well done.
Thank you.
Come here, man. We just fended some demons off.
Still going up.
Scripted event.
Come in. Miller. Miller.
Shoot, Artyom!
Artyom, Miller, come in.
Shoot!
I'm shooting! You alright?
Come on, woman. I've been wounded.
Need a band-aid?
You keep in touch with Artyom.
Man.
Roger that, Colonel. Over.
The laser won't do us any good here, Artyom. The clouds are way too thick. You've got to climb as high as you can and set the guidance system up. Move, boy, move! Everything depends on you now.
Oh, great. I can be the hero you're looking for. Everything depends upon me. What's up? Alley-oop. What's in here? A hidey hole. Okay, up we go. Nope. Okay. Right. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing something. Do I drop down there? Nope, this is where I was. He didn't see the ladder, says Kamazil. You're right, I didn't. Thank you. Here we go. Ha! Oh. All right, let's try this again. Aha! There we go. Hey, now. Oh! Oh! Quickly tap E! I'm tapping furiously. Tapping the Z button. Okay. All right. Here we go. No, I'm tapping E! I'm tapping the button. No more of that, please. Just up, 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 up. Here we go. No! Woo-hoo-hoo. No way down. All right. That's okay. What's one life with the future of humanity at risk? Oh, sweet lifeblood. We've got the air filters. Okay. Oh,
He's here. He brings death. He's coming to destroy us.
No. I bring cookies and tea. Cookies and tea, all right? No need to be scared of me. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hey. You want a biscuit? Chimney crickets! Up, 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 up! No, stop it with that! Oh, I don't need this. Oh, that upper body strength. I'm quickly tapping that E to tap it faster. There we go. There we go. Climb the pipes. The safety in the pipes. And up we are. Look at that. Ooh, an air filter. I'll take that. Thank you. My light doesn't work. Oh man, there's some sort of electromagnetic field.
Stop him.
Shut up. Whoa!
Destroy him.
Oh no, what is this?
Come in, Artyom. Come in.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm being a what? I've got ghost-like creatures coming from the void to attack me, man. Ah. Fresh air. Park Square. Uh-oh, incidental music. I don't like that. Ooh, look at that view. Here we are. Moment of truth. More scotch, says Rob. Okay. Okay, more scotch. Here we go.
Artyom, this signal is just perfect. Hold on for just one more minute and we'll get them.
Sure, I'll just hang out right here. I don't mind.
Will be stopped. He cannot be allowed.
Dude, get back, man. Seriously. No.
We'll destroy him.
Hey. Where am I? What the? Oh no. Puzzle time! You ready for puzzle time? I'm ready for puzzle time. Ooh, phantom doors. 2 down. Let's try this bad boy. Ah ha 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 ha! The I have chosen poorly. Oh well, at least it's a process of elimination here. Let's try more of these puzzle doors. Which one was it? That one? Let's try this one. Nope. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh. Nope. Do the right thing, says Jared. Okay. Maybe it's not quite as obvious as that. I'll figure it out. I really will.
He cannot be allowed. You will be stopped.
Not sure what I did right there, but I did something. Okay. How about no?
He cannot be allowed. Surrender. You will be stopped.
Right. Okay. No, come on. I get it. I've got to trigger the other 2 doors first.
He cannot be allowed. You will be stopped.
Okay.
He cannot be allowed. He's coming to destroy us. Destroy him.
Whoops, I chose poorly, apparently. What now? Nope. That's not solid rock. Okay.
Stop him. Stop him. Surrender. He cannot be allowed. Surrender. He cannot be allowed.
Here we go. Oh, hey! Gun? Right.
If it's hostile, you kill it.
Thank you, Soviet Ghost. I now have the magic gun.
Surrender. Stop him. Destroy him. He cannot be allowed.
Got him. Right? Hey.
Procedure complete.
Artyom, the missiles are in flight!
Good. Whoa, FPS. Oh, that lag. Whoa. Oh, there they are. Woo. What? Is that it? What? What?
It's a shame to sell such fine Polish. I'd rather keep them for myself.
I got the bad ending? How do you get the good ending? Did I skip the video?
Miller and I left the train.
Alright, hold on. Let's do this again. Maybe I'll get the good ending. I don't know. You don't run from them? Oh.
If it's hostile, you kill it.
If it's hostile. Okay, maybe that guy wasn't hostile. He's sitting there saying surrender. He's surrounded by a red glow. How is he not hostile? And I can't even move.
Stop him. Stop him.
Maybe I just wait for him to reach me. How about that? Is that the good ending? I just wait for this guy to reach me? Don't shoot. Okay, I'm not going to shoot. Let's just wait here. He's going to come and get me. How is this intuitive? They give me a gun. This guy's saying surrender. Okay, well that wasn't it. Let's try it again.
If it's hostile, you kill it.
Stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Destroy him. He cannot be allowed.
Well, I got him again. And I'm not going to touch anything. Maybe I accidentally skipped by the ending. So not touching a thing. Going to let it play. I can't get the good ending at this point? Okay. Don't waste both.
Procedure complete. Artyom, the missiles are in flight!
Good. Right? Will something different happen? There we go. Okay.
A wise man once said, "He who leads a war for the love of his fellow men will defeat his enemies." I led my war protecting my family and friends, protecting my home, the metro. We had won. But to this day, I wonder, when we burned the Dark Ones from the face of the earth, was something lost as well?
Interesting. So I chose the bad ending. I'll have to Google the good ending later to figure out what I did wrong. Because I'm still not sure what I did wrong. It's okay, Oxhorn. The bad ending is canon. So this is the canon ending? Alright. Time for Last Light. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up with Last Light. That's the end of Metro Redux. I had a whole lot of fun with it. I hope you guys did too. We'll try and play the sequel to this game, and then they're coming out with another one after that, so stay tuned for that. That was this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Thanks so much for joining. I need to get to work on the video that I'm going to be publishing tomorrow, so I'm going to leave and let you go at this. Thanks for sticking with me. Be sure to tune in next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel. You have to do a lot of good things to get the good ending to the story. It says, what now, mofo? Okay. I'm not sure what bad things I did. I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I let too many of my friends die. Maybe that was it. Maybe I let too many of my comrades die. Anyway, I'll figure it out. We'll be back same Ox time next week for episode 426. Until then, thanks for joining me, and each and every one of you stays classy.